All right, part 2. Now we're going to use that along with what you already know about functions. We're going to graph a function, y is equal to 2x minus 1, with a given domain, and then once we've got that, we'll identify the range. Think back to what you remember about functions, and if you recall, domain means the values for x. So we'll take each of those values one by one, we'll replace them where the x is in that equation, and we'll determine what y has to be. So to start off, we'll take negative 2 as our first value for x, put it in place of the x in this equation. 2 times negative 2, that's negative 4, minus 1 is negative 5. We can take that and put that also on the graph using the ordered pair negative 2, negative 5. That's right down here. We'll do that each time for each of the different values in the domain. Plug in negative 1, plug in 0, plug in 1, plug in 2, and as we do that each time, we'll get a new ordered pair. All of those ordered pairs will go on our graph. Finally, the question also asks us to identify the range of the function, and the range is the list of y values. So all we have to do is go back to our table, find the list of y values, and state them in order: negative 5, negative 3, negative 1, 1, and 3. We could also use this in something more of a real-world kind of application. This particular table has the record low temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit for a city in Texas for every day in the first week of February. First thing we're asked to determine is how we know that it represents a function. Well, we know that a function is a relationship where each input has exactly one output. And that should kind of make sense. Well, of course, each day in February only has one low temperature. If there was another low temperature, then that would be the low temperature. So each of these input values does have only one output. So yes, it is a function. We can also graph that data by taking each of those pairs from the table and putting them onto the graph just like we did with the points earlier on. So we'll start with 1, negative 8, go right 1, down 8. 2, negative 11, 2, negative 11, 3, 10, 4, 8, 5, 10, 6, 9, and 7, 11. Now, you'll notice on this function, they don't necessarily have to make a straight line. This is still a function. All right, thank you for hanging with us. Make sure you've got the notes to bring with you to class on Monday, and have a great weekend.